Explanation on participation in embryo cryopreservation services. Embryo cryopreservation is the processes related to preserving the embryo under the freezing temperature to await transfer back into the uterine cavity during suitable menstrual cycle. Embryo cryopreservation will be used in the following cases. After selecting the embryos obtained in the controlled ovarian stimulation cycle for transfer back into the uterus, the surplus embryos will be frozen. In the case that a pregnancy does not occur, the cryopreserved embryos can be thawed and transferred during the following menstrual cycle without the need for new ovarian stimulation. With successful transfer, the cryopreserved embryos can be transferred to the uterine cavity later if another child is desired. In assisted reproductive technology treatment, sometimes the conditions are not suitable for transferring the embryo to the uterine cavity in the same ovarian stimulation cycle. For example, the risk of ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome or inadequate uterine lining for successful implantation, etc. In these cases, physicians may recommend embryo cryopreservation for subsequent embryo transfer. When the embryo cryopreserved is needed, it is thawed to body temperature through laboratory processes. Embryos that have gone through the cryopreservation process generally have a survival rate of 60 to 90%, depending on the quality of the embryos before freezing. Surviving embryos have a similar chance of implantation when transferred to the uterine cavity as embryos that have not gone through the freezing process. Embryo cryopreservation is medically accepted that it will not increase the rate of congenital anomalies when compared to embryos that have not gone through the cryopreservation process. It also reduces the costs of assisted reproductive technology treatment as ovarian stimulation, egg retrieval, or in vitro fertilization are no longer required. Cryopreserved embryos can also be stored for many years. Nevertheless, most current data come from cryopreserved embryos that have been stored for less than 5 years. There are limited data on embryos cryopreserved for more than 5 years. Husband and wife hold joint rights over embryos. How to utilize them is the choice and decision that lawful husband and wife must make together unless it has been agreed otherwise under the provisions of law.
Stay tuned for the next episode, which will explore each step in more detail.